Tonight, only on Fox, with the presidential election fast approaching, nagging questions remain over election integrity. An Associated Press poll found recently that only 44% of Americans have a great deal of trust in election results. When we all used to vote on Election Day, very few doubted the process. But now an overwhelming majority of voters in Arizona, 79%, vote early using mail-in ballots. And that's created some doubts. So we decided to take a deep dive into exactly what happens once you mail in your ballot. Voting is intensely personal, and you hope when you walk your ballot out to the mailbox that everyone who handles it going forward handles it with care and the very best intentions. When your ballot arrives at the post office, it remains there until Maricopa County election workers pick them up in large batches. Bipartisan teams transport the ballots to Runbeck Election Services, a Phoenix company singularly dedicated to mailing and processing ballots. Jeff Ellington is Runbeck's CEO.
Well, they start out on the loading dock, they come in, and there's a chain of custody and a handoff right there. So the bipartisan team hands them off to our team. We have our security there. Maricopa at that period of time will have a county sheriff.
Runbeck does this kind of work for 120 counties around the country.
This is all you do here, right?
Correct.
It is ballots and envelopes.
Correct.
Runbeck never opens the ballots. They simply scan the outside envelopes. These massive machines can process 12 ballots a second, 50,000 an hour.
This is what takes the picture of the envelope.
Maricopa County outsources this because these machines are very expensive and it's a huge job. The machines scan the ballot envelope, focusing on two critical items. First, the barcode in the top right corner, unique to each voter. Think of it as your ballot's fingerprint. You only get a barcode if you're a registered voter. If you're not a registered voter, your ballot will be rejected. The ballot scan is overseen by a bipartisan team of Democrats, Republicans, or independents. Okay, somebody says to you, they're trying to inject ballots into the system. What would you tell them?
It's impossible. There's too many checks and balances, and so to think that everybody could get on board with something, and the counties could get on board, and at the state level would be on board, is just unrealistic.
The second critical item on your ballot is your signature. The Runbeck machines digitally scan your signature and load it into the system, so election workers back at Maricopa County can start the signature verification process. I went through this in the role of first-level signature reviewer. It's straightforward. Even a layperson can quickly identify whether his signature matches what's on file. There are several key things they look for: type of writing, speed of writing, style, spacing, size, proportion, slant, spelling, and alignment. If you approve it, it still goes on to a manager to double check. If you have concerns about a signature, you flag it, and it moves on to a manager. This happened 68,000 times in 2022. If managers agree the signatures don't match, the ballot goes on to curing. Election workers will try to contact you personally to find out if you're legit. First, by using the phone number on the ballot. If there's no phone number, they will look you up in the voting records and try to contact you in any way possible to determine if you are who you say you are. In 2022, 18,000 ballots in Maricopa County went through the curing process. Voters themselves were able to verify identification for 15,000 of those, leaving 3,000 ballots that couldn't be validated and were rejected. Maricopa County Recorder Stephen Richer insists the system is secure, and it starts with the green return envelope with the unique voter barcode.
Now, this barcode does a few things. This barcode is what allows you to track your ballot. So if you sign up for text message alerts, email alerts, or if you go online to beballotready.vote, you can track your ballot through all stages of the process. But it also is what allows us to track you as a voter. This is why people are not voting twice. If you asked for a different ballot packet, or if you showed up in person, then we would say you've already voted, because that is tied to your voter registration profile, and that's what drives everything in an election.
Once Maricopa County validates the ballot barcode and the signature, a machine at election headquarters sands off the top of the envelope so workers can easily remove it. That's what workers are doing here. A team of 2 from different political parties remove the ballot from the envelope. The first thing they check is that the serial number on the envelope matches the serial number on the actual ballot, but it does not reveal the voter's identity. This is where the secret ballot is born. If there's a problem with the ballot, say someone spilled coffee on it or it's torn, tabulators will reject it. It would then go to a bipartisan team, 2 people from different political parties, to create a new ballot, one that's readable, matching exactly the voter's choices. The spoiled one is discarded. Ballots are removed from the envelope only after voter identification is complete and verified. And then the counting begins. The paper ballots are placed into bins containing 200 ballots to be fed into tabulators. Independent examiners test the tabulators before and after the election to ensure they're working properly and accurately counting the votes. The tests are observed by at least 2 election staff members of different political parties. It's also observed by representatives of the competing political parties, also candidates, the press, the public, via 24-hour video feed. The tabulators are not connected to the internet. All the wiring is exposed and open along the ceiling to show that it's not connected to any outside devices. This was reaffirmed by several independent reviews after the 2020 election. Once the tabulator records the vote, the totals are contained on the election management server. Only 3 people can access this secure room, badging in and out, and no one is allowed in alone. Even Recorder Richer is not allowed into this room. In other words, a system of checks and balances, every step in the process observed by members of competing political parties, and a verifiable paper audit trail for everything that happens to your ballot. And finally, there's a hand count audit conducted by the competing political parties to verify the machine results match the paper ballot vote count exactly. Richer insists fraud is exceedingly rare.
So I don't want anyone saying that there's no such thing as fraud. I don't want anyone saying that there's no such that there's a perfect election. But what we tried to do, and I believe that we're very good at, is come up with processes that minimize that without creating an undue burden to the voter.
Wow. I learned so much.
There's a lot there. It is extremely technical.
Yeah, so much of this people at home would have never seen if not for a story like this to really walk you through every step of the process. What about this process surprised you?
The biggest thing that surprised me was how much at every step of the way there are representatives from the different political parties watching. Not only are they urged to say something if there's a problem, but they're advocates. If they see a problem, they're going to object because it's in their interest. So you've got competing political parties watching these critical steps, and that to me is a really good fail-safe because there are people there with vested interest who don't want bad things to happen to stand there and watch this and go, wait a minute, what's that all about? There are people there to raise objections if there's an objection to be made.
Everything from the wiring and hanging down.
I think they're doing their level best to try to convince the public that everything's okay. People still have questions, and that's okay. And so, you know, you're going to have this debate over this because people still, they're going to question it.
Of course, and that's healthy.
And that's healthy.
Yeah.
That's healthy. And they're trying their best to try to assuage some of that. But I was impressed that there are people every step of the way watching. There's nothing that I saw that is done behind closed doors where people aren't able to watch it.
Right.
So.
Really interesting. Great job. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to follow it and give you the best take we have on it to watch it from start to finish, and that's what we saw.
Yeah, that was great stuff. Really interesting process.